That's the end of round one.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? If you got a bucket from the bar, make sure you return the bucket to the bar. The bartenders want their bucket back right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're scheduled for 4 rounds.
Brian Norman.
Round 2.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, China. Let's get it, China. Trying to send that. Send it, China. Oh! Follow up. Send that. Oh! Clean it up, China. Clean it up.
That's the end of round 2. We're scheduled for 4. Round 3. That's the end of the round. Round 4 brought to you by Tiana. Round 4 is on the way.
So now they know that they do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th and final round. Make some noise for these ladies. Come on. Let's go. Seconds. And that's the end of the bout. Mama, she was in the streets, so guess who right me? You motherfucking rock, couldn't get from my mama, so I got out the block. The work they all but I ain't never fucking talk. 9 years on my city, nigga get what? Niggas quick to run they down when they get jacked. Who's that nigga? Tell it on it long time. The same nigga that you break your neck for. You the same nigga, cause you having what you want. Most of you chasing money, but you chasing bitch. Real bosses don't talk, we just sit back and listen. Stay and play home and then make box moves. She like to argue, so I send that bitch to louse. Man, thank you so much. I tell y'all what, my playlist is off the chain. I'm just jamming all those songs. I'm doing all that. I'm looking like a crazy. Jamming, DJ. All right.
Both can't be on, right?
That's jamming them all.
I can't hear it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for these ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event. Great job. Our judges have determined by a score of 40-35, the winner by unanimous decision, Isabel Chino Vasquez. Isabel, come over here. Say hello to your fans. They love you.
What's up, man? What's up? How y'all doing, man? Y'all good? Southside got something to say part 2, right?
The way you did this, hey, how y'all doing? So, you're ready now? What does that make you? 2-0? What's next on the agenda?
Back to the drawing board. Keep training, more fights, definitely more challenges. Shout out to my opponent, Peter. She took this fight last minute. We made it happen for y'all. And thank you again for showing up and showing out, man. I appreciate y'all.
Good time. Give it up, everybody, for Isabel Chino Vasquez. All right. Our main event is coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go nowhere. We're going to take 5 minutes, and we'll be right back here at the South Got Something to Say About Boxing main event coming up. Hot Shot taking on the Assassin. Yeah, I got all these old Christian types of demons. Fucking hoes for years, man. I was a pig. This time, this only this week. Shot through the front ass with the bitch.
We are gearing up for our looking Brian Norman. True grudge match, looking to settle their beef in the ring. Greg Norman Sr., the father of Brian Norman Sr., the father of Brian Norman Jr., who is the WBA world champ, who will be defending his world title in a little bit over a month and a half against Darren Cuevas.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
This certainly presented a unique situation for both the father-son combo with Brian Norman Jr. in camp, as his father, Brian Norman Sr., was also in training camp getting ready for tonight's bout. You don't hear that too often. And Brian Norman Sr., who is also the trainer of his son, had the shoe on the other foot. He was also being trained in parts during this camp by his son. So Brian Norman Sr. and Greg Hackett getting set to resume. And we are ready to go in just a few minutes. Brian Norman Sr., Greg Hackett. You don't want to miss it. From Jonesboro, Georgia, as we are ready to go. All right, Brian Norman Sr., Greg Hackett,
Expecting to have this.
getting set for our main event on BLK Prime. Miguel Flores here alongside with Fred. This was a beef that started on a podcast in early November. And the one thing I love about it, though, is a lot of guys talk trash. Oh, I know what I hear. Their words into action. Absolutely. And you know, one thing about both men, both are fighters, but they're both trainers as well. So they have that mind of a trainer. And typically, when you're a fighter, you're just simply a fighter. And eventually you retire and you become that trainer. Both these guys, obviously they're not active fighters. But for them to be trainers and now lace up their gloves again, it's a great experience to see that from two trainers.
I can recall seeing something so unique about this situation because Brian Norman, like you said, he's the trainer. Greg Hackett is the trainer. They have trainer's mindset now. They have a trainer's mindset. But now we're going to see if they can put what they teach the young men, and they put it in action. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're backing up their words, and that's a great example to show other fighters in the sport, hey, don't just talk about it, be about it. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Man, listen. Like I said, this is a gift. This is a gift right here because, like you said, we had all the fights been pretty good tonight. But to top it off with these two guys who really talked about it.
It certainly is. Well, it's a packed house here as we are anticipating our main event just a few moments away as Brian Norman from Atlanta, Georgia is taking on Greg Hackett. So you got the ATL and you got Philly going head-to-head in this one. Now, another unique situation is Brian Norman Sr. typically training his son, Brian Norman Jr., the champion, the WBO champion. He's typically used to training his son in camp. Well, now they were both in camp at the same time. That's very rare. And so he's been used to training his son. And now this was his first opportunity where he actually was being trained by his son. And so they're during different parts of his camp. He was getting advice from his son. His son was overseeing his training camp, his father's training camp. And that's another unique perspective from things in regards to Brian Norman Sr. being so used to being in camp with his son, getting his son ready for a fight, and now having to get prepared by his son. You don't hear that often. Now we are about to get ready for our main event between Brian Norman Sr. and Greg Hackett. Again, this all started from a podcast in early November, going back and forth, and now it all culminates into our main event as both men lace up the gloves and are getting set to put their words in action in our main event.
All right.
Let's send it up to our announcer for the official introduction.
First of all, let me say thank you. You guys have a great time. Thank you for coming out to support this great event. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Yeah, it was a great time. Thank you all so much. This main event is very special tonight. So special. We're going to have a very special ring announcer. I want to introduce to you the man with the plan. He's been pursuing, projecting, promoting, and portraying greatness in our community, in the ring, and literally portraying on the big and small screens, ladies and gentlemen. You may have seen him in BMF, Sisters. I know you saw him in 3-3. Ladies and gentlemen, champion of the world. I want you to put your hands together. Welcome to the ring. Welcome y'all. Thank you. What a hell of a intro. Thank you everybody coming out tonight. And we're great, man. I mean, look, pack the house. Literally pack the house. I'm very, very excited about it. Looking forward to the next one. But we're not going to delay this any longer because this is the route we all been waiting for. The main event of the evening. But before we do, I have to put the camera on Saima Ali to come up here and sing the national anthem. 11 years old. Y'all give it up for Saima. So remove your hats, please.
Wait, can we please stand? Can we please stand for the national anthem, please?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang out, the bombs bursting in hell, they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? And the home of the free, and the home of the
Give it up, that's my niece, y'all. Saima Ali.
My Instagram is Saima, the real Saima. S-A, or the S-A-I-M-A.
All right, y'all, all right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stop the chitter chatter and get ready for what matters. You know it's fight time! First fight I'm gonna call, coming out of the blue corner from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Give it up for Greg Hackett!
A beautiful homecoming here as he is making his way to the ring. It's been 14 years since he last laced up the gloves and stepped in the ring. But he took this very seriously. Started his training camp at the end of November. He's had a full 8-week camp. He has not taken this fight lightly, Brett.
It's so funny because me and Brian Simmons spar together all the time. He's always been strong, always been really strong and aggressive. So we made some switches of that tonight. But it's good. I'm very happy. Got a lot of experience here.
All right, now. I mean, everybody. Everybody now, chill out a little bit. Y'all stand back. I'm just going to make y'all step back. This is real. All right, hey, guys, listen, all right. All right, fighters, can you send another ring, please?
All right, we are set to go. Our main event, Greg Hackett against Brian Norman Sr. It's time to settle the grudge match.
You know, Greg Hackett, he looks, and he looks pretty jovial. He looks like he doesn't have fun. That's how he's taking it. Like he's really happy. Should be good.
Brian Norman starts off with a quick jab. Like I mentioned earlier, he is the father of the WBO champ, Brian Norman Jr., who's defending his world title in a little over a month and a half against Derek Cuevas. Both were in camp during the same periods, and father was training his son. Son was helping train his father. Hackett came in with a good bounce. Norman looks in really good shape.
Exactly. Like, I was just thinking too. Usually when fighters come back after that long time, it seems they're really rusty and really can't really see the shots. But Norman saying that he's doing pretty good.
You see Hackett trying to land an overhand right. Norman said this was not going all 6 rounds. He was going to stop Hackett. And now already getting deep into the corner as both men tied up. Hackett tries to go down to the body. Norman, at times, impatient. Goes to the body again to Hackett. Hackett had to go down.
He backed up, and he's now showing
You can sense doesn't appear to be any sort of rust from Norman. After 14 years out of action, he starts to up the aggressiveness as Hackett had to tie him up. Hackett out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 38 years old.
Really impressed with the way that City is boxing. You know, taking the punches and carrying that extra weight in the ring for the first time. So he's doing really good.
He absolutely is, as Hackett tries to pummel the body of Norman as Norman nearly took Hackett outside the ring, but able to get back to the center of the ring as Hackett starts off with a flurry. Now, one of those things you have to look for, Fred, and you know as a fighter, is when you've been out of action as long as Norman has, it's your punch resistance.
Oh,
Can you take a shot after being out of the ring so long?
I tell you what, I've tried to call myself sparring.
Showed both guys some good action. They're now getting set for round number 2. This is a 6-round bout. Norman in the all-black trunks, Hackett in the black and white trunks. Now Hackett has Norman along the ropes, trying to chip away at the body. Yeah, I believe Hackett is 38 years old. And Norman, I don't have an exact age on him yet. He's certainly up there. Good little left hook from Norman. And Hackett went for a huge overhand right that just missed Norman. Hackett, you could see he's got some energy in him. Norman, on the other hand, being very calculated in his approach, trying to target the body. As he now, that's one thing to watch for, as well as the gas tank of Norman. How can he handle as this fight progresses into the later rounds? Norman with a solid jab there. Now both men tied up again. It's definitely back and forth affair thus far. A good jab, just caught Hackett as he came right in. Hackett ate that jab from Norman. Now both men tied up in the center of the ring again. Round 2 here, as Norman connects on the jab there. Final 10 here, as Norman now pushes Hackett into the corner, starts to pummel away at the body again of Hackett. And you can see Norman has a really good approach targeting the body of Hackett. See his son Brian Norman Jr. in the corner. See, now you see Hackett getting a breather here. Yeah, there's definitely a good fight with Brian Norman Jr. and Derek Cuevas coming up for the WBL champion. As now we are set to resume round number 3. Round 3. Again, still very much up for grabs here. Norman being very disciplined. Hackett trying to rough Norman up a bit. As now Norman spins Hackett around and now starts to go to work. Look for that overhand right. Hackett tries to throw in some short shots on the inside. Norman with some short shots as now Norman thinks he got hit in the back of the head as the ref separates. Hackett tried to reach with overhand right, just out of range from Norman. Norman continues to pepper the jab. And now Norman back to the center of the ring. On his stick is now connected with the right. Now he caught Hackett with a short left hook. As Hackett ties up Norman again. As Norman tried to set up a huge overhand right, Hackett got out of the way there. Overhand right for Hackett just missed. As now both men tied up again. As referee warns the clash of heads, watch it. Don't need a unnecessary cut opened up. As Hackett backs up from Norman. Now both men tied up into the corner as Hackett tries to use his weight on Norman. Certainly could be a strategy from Hackett, knowing Norman hasn't been in the ring for 14 years. Maybe wants to lean on him a little bit, tire him out as we go towards round 4 now. It is round number 4 as both men have been going at it. You can certainly see the exhaustion on Norman. That's certainly to be expected. On 3 hard rounds already, halfway through. Now, I will say that it is a pretty wise strategy in Norman's corner for him not to sit down on a stool. when you've been away from the game that long, it could lose your legs very quickly.
That's usually the first thing to go on.
Absolutely. It is. You know.
I'm thinking about, listen, I really didn't know how true it was until I actually found out. That's the first thing to go. The leg. Like you said, so the brain stays up, increases circulation.
Now both men tied up as Hackett tries to duck underneath on the inside.
I tell you what, I haven't had a fight really well, but I think I'm good.
Yeah. That's why you got to give a lot of credit to Norman. You know, to step out of the ring and then to step back in after 14 years, that says a lot about the character and the drive that he has and the motivation he has to just make a statement, you know. And now Norman with the jab as Hackett backs away. Nice little double jab there from Norman as Hackett shoots in with the right, partially blocked on Norman's end. Now both guys leaning on each other. Here's where Norman likes to target the body as he now starts to go to work on Hackett. Some short shots from Norman as Hackett pushes Norman away. Overhand right just missed from Hackett as now Norman tries to answer. Now Norman floats the jab out there. Hackett backs away. Short left shot from Hackett as he ducks underneath, and now once again both men tied up. Now Norman tries to chip away at Hackett. You can see Norman taking a big breath there as they separated. And both men delivering a right hand as the round ends. 2 more rounds to go. Two more rounds to go. As you can see, Norman in the corner taking some deep breaths. And one thing too, you know, as a fighter, you can spar 100 rounds, thousands of rounds. It's still not the same as the real thing once you step in on fight night.
It's almost like maybe I just
It is certainly a different energy that both men are expending, and you're seeing it as Norman now starts out quickly with the jab. Hackett tries to deliver double left hook. Norman, though, brushes it off, try to get an answer with the right of his own. As now he feints. Overhand right from Norman, just missed. As now Hackett lost his balance there a little bit. Wasn't a shot, as the referee said. No knockdown, no knockdown. Now Norman. Hackett has been more active than Norman.
Right.
So you can see that the energy levels a little bit more in favor of Hackett, but Norman has been more disciplined. I think he's landed the cleaner shots thus far through 4.5 rounds.
Right, exactly.
You can see Norman has a disciplined approach as ref helps Hackett lift up his trunks a bit. As now Hackett tries to pound away at the body and again continues to lean on Norman. Absolutely. Overhand right just missed from Hackett as both men tied up in the center of the ring. As now Hackett tries to deliver a power shot. Now Norman with the right of his own and pounds away at the body. Hackett certainly doesn't like that. And now Norman really going to work as he starts to up the attack on Hackett. And you can see now Hackett starting to wear him down. And now Norman taking a deep breath as referee giving him some time. I believe it was a shot to the back of the head. He's allowing Norman time to recover. It was hard to see. As you can see, Hackett frustrated. He wanted to keep going. As now Norman delivers a double jab as Hackett ties him up. Final 10 of round 5 here. Now Norman takes him along the corner. So now both men getting set for the last and final round.
Who wanted to go? Is it Atlanta or is it Philadelphia?
It is the ATL against
Is it
Philly.
Atlanta or is it Philadelphia? I can't tell.
Absolutely.
What's that?
Now, Fred, what have you seen from Norman? He certainly looks a little bit crisper. He has a little bit more of a game plan in his approach. You could see it.
Who Norman you speaking of, right?
Yeah, Norman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Norman, he's definitely approaching the fight, with a little bit more strategy. Whereas Hackett seems to be sort of playing his way through it. It's Ryan Norman is definitely taking this serious.
Final round here as Hackett lands a beautiful shot on Norman.
Like I said, Hackett, he's putting his real good kicking shots inside. Real stuff that you don't see.
Now Norman tries to deliver a right hand as he has Hackett along the ropes. As now he shoves him off, creates some space, and now starts to target Hackett. Now Norman delivers a double jab, and now is connected on a short right hook. Back Hackett up a bit. Hackett's been trying to land that big home run shot, just has not been able to connect. It's either been partially blocked or missed. And now Norman trying to connect on a home run shot there as he loaded up, but now connects with the jab. Now Norman back to the jab, and he's really worked the jab well throughout this fight. That's been probably his best punches throughout this fight, is just the jab, just scoring points and continuing to connect on Hackett. Now Hackett, both men tied up as they're now down the final stretch here. Beautiful body shot from Norman. And now Norman tries to wind up with the left shot to the body as he now starts to lean on Hackett a bit more. Now Hackett tried to guard in with the right, but Norman saw it a mile away, as now Hackett leans on Norman as he tries to get off some offense. As now an overhand right just missed by Norman. You can see both guys exhausted. It's been 6 tough rounds. Credit to both men. Final 10 here on BLK Prime. Great job from both men as Hackett and Norman finish it off. And now it's great to see as both men give each other a hug, have certainly mutual respect for both of each other for taking this fight and settling it in the ring.
I just want to know who is the title. Who is the title?
Absolutely. It's good to see, and it's good to have it on the local level. And now, when they go back to their respective gyms, their fighters are obviously going to listen, because they're saying, you know, I don't just talk about it, I'm showing you. I step into the ring, I back up what I say.
I'm talking about you said that. This to your training. I'm gonna get you through it.
It's hard not to have great respect for both men as we await the decision. Fred, how do you see it? I think if I have to score it, I'd have to give it towards Norman.
Yeah.
Just thought he was a little bit cleaner, landed the better shots on Hackett, but we'll see what the judges, if they saw it the same way.
Yeah, I agree. If I had to give it, if I had to go one way, it would definitely be towards Brian Norman. But like you said, we'll see how the judges look at it, because Hackett, he was throwing some good shots. He landed some good little sneaky shots. But Brian Norman was the busier, if you will. I would say he was a little bit busier. His shots was a lot more cleaner. What you think?
All right, now I believe we have the scorecard, so now let's send it to the ring for the official decision.
You ready for the decision? At the end of the 6th round, we go to the judges' scorecards. First judge has it 58-56.
Yeah.
Second judge has it 60-54.
Wow.
And the third judge has it 58-56. Your winner by unanimous decision, Brian the Mechanic Norman Sr.
Brian Norman Sr. with a clean sweep, unanimous decision victory over Greg Hackett. And you can see Team Norman very happy with the turnout.
great playoff.
Great. Hold on. All right, now this. All right, now this bout was highly anticipated. It was highly anticipated, and damn near lived up to it. All right, y'all lived up to it. Hey. Look, first of all, hold on. We still screaming, y'all. We still trying to get this on air. All right, great. First of all, we're going to have a fight, man. We're going to have a fight. Both of y'all would look like y'all was taking turns. But y'all was in there fighting. Y'all was both in there fighting in the hand. How do you feel?
I mean, I felt good as far as the fight. The decision is crazy. 63-4 is crazy. I would have took the draw. I felt like it was a draw. It was a good fight. I couldn't get my traction. Really kind of slightly, but it is what it is. Great fight.
All right, hold on. Listen up, y'all. He said he would have been happy with a draw. What y'all think? Y'all think it was a draw? All right, okay, hold on. Now, hold on. Let me ask Brian about this first, because we might be on to some shit right here. All right, now, Brian. Congratulations on the win. How do you feel the fight went?
60-54, you gotta think about all of the rounds of damage. So we got all close rounds. We don't know what the girl's looking at and what make them look at the next round and the next round and what they expectations at. So with that being said, I don't think it was no like super clean round. But you know, so here at 60-54 though, here at 60-54, I was in.
Okay, now what do you think? What do you think about the draw?
I think I won.
I'm gonna do it like this. All right? I'm gonna keep it real simple and plain. Y'all got in the ring because y'all had a beat to sell. And it seems like the beat ain't settled. The people ain't satisfied. We need to run it back. Are y'all down to run it back?
Rematch.
No, not cool with it. Are you down? Yeah, I'm down. Okay, we go, Greg. Don't run now. We talk about a rematch. So you down with the rematch?
It don't matter.
Let me say this. First of all, for the people that don't know, I've been out the ring for 14 motherfucking years. I'm 45 years old. This motherfucker right here is an active fighter. We fight all the fucking time. So me, myself, I'm proud of myself for being here doing what I'm doing. To do myself. It is what it is, man. So shout out to the old heads, all the 40-year-old crew, man. I'm running with y'all. I came here, I stood like a warrior. I didn't go down, I took shots, I kept moving, I kept tripping like I said I would. My whole thing is I am what I say I am, and that's the whole point, is to gain my respect, and I'm sitting people talking that shit. Hey, world champion, hold on. Y'all need to know this. Y'all got a world champion. This is my world champion son, Brian Norman Jr. He's a world champion. Look that up. Brian Norman Jr. That's my boy. He's a world champion. Look him up. We talking about the world, Craig. We ain't talking about no state. We ain't talking about no national. The fucking world. He's a world champion. Allow me to support my boy. I appreciate y'all support my boy. B Norman, official B Norman, on Instagram and every other handle. Official B Norman. I'm sorry. Official B Norman. Brian Norman Jr. Welterweight world champion of the world. 1-4. They'll become undisputed. And that's what it is, man. I appreciate all y'all support.
Oh, now listen. The reason that you and your boy got into the little beef anyway, because y'all was on the internet talking about what B. Norman, your son, would do with Boots. So now what's happening? Where are we with that situation?
So first
say first, I'm gonna take care of my business in Vegas, March 29th, and hopefully he take care of his business, I believe, April 12th, in Atlanta City versus Stanley Owners. We can make that fight happen right after that. I said we made the fight happen right after that. I ain't got no problem with anything. And I better not hold goddamn thing when that fight happen. That's me. You're gonna lose some more money, Sean. You're gonna lose some more money, Sean. I'm not gonna try that whole with it. Hey, fresh off people though. Change fresh off people. I'm gonna take those people and train your home, Sean. Take that home when you lost. When you lost. You lost.
We want that rematch, y'all. Y'all. That rematch.
Hey, yo. I want to just say, give it up to them one more time. And I think we got a rematch brewing. What y'all say, a rematch? Yeah. Rematch!